Hello and welcome. My name is Yemi. If you're watching this class, it means that you're one of the people that have signed on for my lifestyle change class. I am very excited for you. I want you to be very, very hopeful because you're going to see a lot of changes. You are taking the first of many steps that's going to make your life a whole lot different. Now, if I've spoken to you one on one before, or if I've not, I just want you to know that there's going to be a lot of positive that is going to come out from you taking this journey. So, again, I want to say welcome. Welcome and thank you for taking this journey with me. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Yemi. Like I've said before, I am a certified family nurse practitioner. And for work, a lot of what I do is prevention. I'm very passionate when it comes to preventative health. And what does that mean? It means that what are the things that we can do or the interventions that you and I can do before we start talking about, illness or sickness or disease? What are the things that we can prevent in our own ways instead of going directly into sickness or into illness? When it comes to prevention or preventative health, what it does is that it makes sure that there are things that you begin to watch when it comes to your health that helps you to live a better life. It helps you to be better, just not just physically, spiritually, just a wholesome and holistic life. So, what the intention of this class is to teach you some of those core values of preventative health. And it's called lifestyle change for a reason, because you're going to be changing your lifestyle. Now, for me personally, I'm not just teaching this or just preaching without doing it. It is something that I have incorporated in my own life as well, from being very diligent about exercise, being careful about what I put in my body, being aware of my emotional states. These are one of so many things, or few of the many things that I have been able to change by using lifestyle medicine. Now, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, I actually was at this conference. It was a beautiful conference about lifestyle change, and in that conference, excuse me, and in the conference, I learned a lot of things in addition to what I've already known. And one of the things that they emphasized is how food can be medicine. Food can be medicine. Food can be used to, heal our bodies. Food can be used and seen in a positive way, not just to feel our hunger, but at the same time to heal our bodies. Most times, as humans, especially with the times that are changing, people becoming busier, life becoming more, busy, and children. And most times, people don't take a minute to think about what they put into their bodies or to think about what they eat and how they process their food. The people just think, oh, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. They open the fridge and take whatever is there. And what would happen if you continue to live your life like that? Some of the things that could happen with that is you could end up having something like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. For us as people of color, we know that we already have that higher number of statistics for so many reasons. Higher number of statistics of people that are diabetic, that have type 2 diabetes, that have high blood pressure, and so many other little things that could be corrected by just changing the way we live our lives. Now, you may want to ask yourself, why are we at a disadvantage as people of color? What are the risk factors that we have as people of color that predisposes us to having something like type 2 diabetes? I would definitely say, economic reasons. For economic reasons, a lot of people that have low income or low economic status have a higher risk of getting type 2 diabetes. Another thing also is the level of education. I don't mean formal education, but how are we open to educating ourselves and to being open to change? So, we can go on and on about the things that could put us at risk for type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure or high cholesterol, and all these conditions that can be reversed by the life that we live. Remember, I was starting to talk about the conference that I went to. One of my key takeaways from that conference is the fact that the type 2 diabetes, that when you go to your doctor, they write you medications like metformin and some other medications that they usually would give for type 2 diabetes. You can actually reverse your type 2 diabetes by changing your lifestyle. Most times people would, want to say, yes, I want to lose weight, I need to lose weight. But when it comes to lifestyle change or lifestyle medicine, this is what I have come to learn, that it is not about dieting. If you look at an average person that diets, most times we diet and then we lose the weight and then we forget all about the diet because we're not able to sustain it over a long period of time. We forget about the diet, and what happens the minute we stop dieting? Our weight goes back up again. We start dealing with that blood pressure again. We start dealing with type 2 diabetes again. But when it comes to lifestyle medicine, which talks about a holistic change, you don't have to diet. And one thing I will tell you right at the beginning of this class is about, don't focus on weight loss. This is not a weight loss class. So I want you to say it with me. This is not a weight loss class. This is not a weight loss class, guys. This is all about living the best of your life as much as possible. And what does that look like, right? What it looks like is being your own very best self. I can be, say, for example, 160 pounds, and that is the best for me because of my height, because of my, the way my body is. You take, for example, you can have someone else that is 250 pounds. 250 pounds, they're eating healthy, they're exercising, they're living a good life, right? They're very healthy. So if you compare somebody that is 160 and 250 pounds, for people that are always after, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. If you're at 250, you might be like tempted that, no, I want to lose this weight. But you could be 250 pounds and be healthy as long as you are living your best life. What do I mean by that? It means that you're doing the right things and your body still remains at 250. That might be your optimal weight. Who knows, right? So I'm not saying that you should be 250. I'm just giving an example of what this class means. Is not for you to start looking at, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. And then 3 months down the line, you lose the weight and then put everything back on and even more again. So again, I want to say welcome, 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 welcome. I want you to be determined that you can do this. The fact that you have taken the step to register for this class and to be part of this class means that you were serious about your health. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you because I want to go through these slides with you guys, and we'll be talking a little bit more. This is the first one that we have, and it says ingredients for success in a lifestyle change. You want to change your lifestyle, then of course you want to change your habits. It also says here that never diet again in your life. Like I said at the beginning, that I don't want you to think about this as I want to lose weight. I don't want you to think about this that, oh, I want to be able to fit into that dress. I want to be able to get down to from size 10 to size 4. That is really not the goal for this class. Start thinking about you wanting to change your life, right? Okay. For you to succeed in a lifestyle change or in this journey, one of the things that you're going to need is preparation. Preparation. You want to be mentally prepared for this. Mentally prepared in the sense that the things that you're already used to doing, that you've been doing for over 30 years, over 40 years for some of us, that your body is so used to. But I want you to start thinking about how it will be okay for you to stop doing those things. So just be prepared in your mind that definitely your body at some point, especially at the beginning, will not be happy with you because your body wants that soda, right? Because your body is already used to the soda, and then you might become like, agitated or restless, or you feel like I need to take that soda. Don't give in to temptation. Be mentally, prepare yourself mentally for this exercise that we're going to do. Physically, you need to prepare yourself. And what do I mean by physically prepare yourself? When I mean physically prepare yourself, we're going to be exercising. So what do you need, right? You need the exercise clothing. Make sure that you have, a pair of leggings, good walking shoes. As a woman, good exercise bra. So you want to be physically ready, because guess what? You don't want to go and exercise. And I know this is a no-brainer, but forgive me, I'm going to say it. You don't want to go exercise in your church clothes or in your work clothes, right? So you want to get something comfortable, breathable that you can use to exercise. That's part of the physical preparation. Another physical preparation is just making the time, making sure that, there's so many things that we do as humans. Some of us volunteer. It might be the church, it might be our work, it might be for our families. Make sure that you prepare yourself physically. What are the things? Think about the things that could possibly be in the way for you, or that could be a stumbling block. If you're able to get it out of the way, please do so. So that's physical preparation. And of course, being a woman of faith, I would always talk about the spiritual aspect of life. Spiritually, you want to be prepared for this as well. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. So spiritually, pray about it. Look for scriptures that would encourage you about what you're doing. Scriptures that encourages you not to give up. Scriptures that encourages you, that says that yes, you can do it. That says that God is your help. Okay, so spiritually prepare yourself for this as well. All right. The next thing you want to do is you want to talk with your family. There is nothing, we really cannot achieve much without our families. You will need the support of the people that are closest to you. You actually want them to be on your side because, for myself, I remember when I started trying to transition to be vegetarian. At a point, I wasn't even making, cooking meats in the house, and it was fine. Eventually, my son got tired of it. He was like, "Mommy, cook meats, make meat for me." He didn't even say, like, make a certain dish. He said meat, just meat. So, but they've been very, very supportive of me for sure. So you need to have your family on board with you. If you are the type of family that likes to eat out, maybe you go to the restaurant. Now, the type of restaurant that you may go once you start changing your lifestyle, or that you can go, kind of may change. So it doesn't mean that everybody in the family has to change with you, but at least they have to be willing in some ways to be supportive and flexible with you, especially in the beginning. Once you get past the hump and you know what you want, you're stronger and you're more resolute, then you can definitely continue the journey by yourself. So if you are able to get the support of your family, the better. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I know that one of the talk and the lingo of Liverpool, the football club, is "we never walk alone," and it's the same thing here. We never walk alone. So you and I, we never walk alone. God has created us to be in communities. For you to have better success at doing this, don't walk alone. Bring somebody alongside with you. If possible, get a friend or your partner or a buddy or a colleague that can walk this journey with you. The easier or the higher possibility of you making it in this lifestyle change is when you have somebody that is as passionate about it as you are. And if you don't have anybody that you can bring along with you, guess what? I'm here. That's why we're, coming together as a group to do this together. And this is me right here giving you the double thumbs up. You can do it for sure. You can do it for sure. Yes, you can do it for sure. So never walk alone. If you have a sister that can do this with you, if you have a daughter, you have a friend, your husband wants to do with you, then the better for you. Just consider it as an adventure. All righty, so we'll move on to the next slide. And let's see. It's coming up. It should be, yes. All right, so simplify your life. Now, because you're going to be making a lot of changes, one of the things that you need to do is to simplify your life. You really want to simplify your life. I'm not saying that, go and, just lay by the beach and not do anything, or just, hang out with your friends. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that if there's any process that you do right now that takes a lot of step, or if you have a cluttered schedule, that maybe because of work or family, if there's a way for you to simplify it, go ahead and simplify your life. Also, if you have some volunteer works that maybe somebody else can do in this time that you want to care for yourself, it's fine. You can delegate. If your works that you can delegate, yes, ask for help, but make sure that your immediate life is really, really simplified. And why am I saying that you should simplify your life is you're going to be making changes. When you're making that changes, sometimes you may feel overwhelmed. So if you have too many things on your plate, my dear, you're going to be very, very distracted. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you cannot do it, not because you cannot do it, but because you just have so many things going on at the same time. So I want you to make sure, as I'm talking, write it down. What are the things that comes to your mind? What are the things that you're doing now that maybe you can put on hold for a little bit while you take care of yourself? Simplify your life, ask for help, delegate, ask a friend to help you, talk to family members, so that they know that you're going to be, making all these new changes. All righty, so we move on. What are your fears? Most times when it comes to, when we say that word change, people don't even want to hear change. The minute you say change, is like, oh, nobody likes change. Nobody likes change. Change is work. Change can be very challenging. So, what are your fears that you think of when you think about your health? What comes to your mind? What are you afraid of? What are, some people just feel very discouraged because they feel like, I've done lots of diets, I've done the keto diet, I've done Atkins, I've done, um, you guys mentioned Jenny Craig and all this other um type of diet, or is it the intermittent fasting? I've paid money, I've done so many things, but still my weight refuses to go down, but still I wake up very tired in the morning, but still there are days that I feel down, I feel like, I feel like I'm not able to do anything. So many things. My fears can be different from your own fears. I want you to identify your fear. What is your fear? What are you afraid of? What is that thing, especially when it comes to lifestyle, that you feel like, oh, you just feel so heavy about it. For some people, it might be family. They feel like, oh, my children are so little and I don't have the time. I'm very busy with my children. I want you to write down what you feel is your biggest obstacle. What is your biggest obstacle? What is that thing that you think about, you feel like, I cannot get over this thing, you know? And I like what somebody said here. I'm going to go back. I like what somebody said here about fear. It says, you can either look at fear as one of two things. You can say, forget everything and run, right? When you're faced with a mountain, just like you see these guys here, you can be like, oh, I cannot do this, forget about it, I am out of here. Or you can say, face everything and rise. I'm hoping that for myself and for you, we can boldly say we want to face everything and rise above our fears. Alrighty, another thing for you, if you really want to be successful with this, you're being successful at changing your lifestyle has nothing to do with me. Because some people will be like, yeah, you can help me, yeah, me, yes, we can. I'm sorry, the power lies within you yourself, and you can do it. Remember what the Bible says, that we have been given everything that pertains to life and godliness. So this pertains to life. You've already been given the strength, the courage, and the power for you to make the change. The change is in your hands. You can do it. I want you to say it with me. Yes, I can do it. Say your name. Yeah, me, you can do it. So I can do it. You can do it. When it comes to lifestyle change, you want to protect it. You want to be aggressive about it and make sure you have no plan B. What do I mean by that? A lot of times for us, when I'll take, I know I keep talking about diet because really it is the one thing that we all do, right? So we start this diet and we feel like, oh, this is not working. And we stop the diet and like, okay, no, now I'm going to try intermittent fasting. And then you start doing intermittent fasting. You start having pain in your stomach because you don't eat, right? And like, I don't think I can do this intermittent fasting. Oh, let me go to keto diet. And then you start doing keto. So it's like you have a plan B. You're, you know, going from one type of diet to another, or it could be when it comes to just even exercise or come to some certain things in our lives, right? So, but with this lifestyle change, I want you to think about it like it's a religion. I'm not saying it's a religion or taking the place of Christ, but I'm just saying think about it as something that is very sacred. Think about it as something that you have to do in order to save yourself. Have no plan B. Another projection I want you to think about, I want you to close your eyes. I don't know what stage of life you're in right now, but close your eyes for me and think 5 years from now, when it comes to your health, where do you want to be? If you are 40 at this point, and you think about, at 45, some people start having high blood pressure. If you're 45 and, think 5 years down the line, at 50, some people start taking high blood pressure medication, diabetes medication. Think about yourself. 5 years from now, do you want to be at that stage where you are like always tired, always complaining about your joint, taking multiple medications? If you don't want yourself to, if you don't want that picture of your 50-year-old self taking so many medication, then today is the day that you have to start the lifestyle change. And the lifestyle change is one that has no plan B, no going back. Okay? It is no going back. Have no plan B. Just put it in your mind that you want to be healthy. You want a better life for yourself. And once you have that at the back of your mind, I would hope that that would keep you going and burning for years. So if it is exercise, you just like, I'm so tired of exercising. I can only exercise just, for so long, I want to stop exercising. And no, think about it as a lifetime deal. I'll give you a good example. And that example comes in the person of my husband, right? When I met him, he would wake up really early, right? When we got married, he would wake up really, really early to exercise. And I was like, come on, who exercise so early in the morning, running, right? You know, what's the deal about that? My mornings, I want to use it for something else, right? But, and I used to nag him then. I didn't even understand the meaning of exercise. I just thought it was just, I just didn't give it much thought. But what am I, trying to say is we have been together now for 17, 17 years. And I tell you that this is one person that doesn't joke with exercise. He exercises every day, except for when maybe he has pain or he's not feeling well or stuff like that. But he is very, very consistent with his exercise. And, I give him kudos for that. And now that I am on the same bandwagon, I'm like, oh wow, now I understand what it means. So for him, there's no plan B. He exercises. There's no, even when I was nagging him not to exercise, he was still exercising. So have a plan B. Don't no, make sure you have no plan B, and whatever lifestyle you pick to change or you're working with, guard it, protect it, right? And don't give yourself any excuse out of it. All righty. So, as we begin to round up, there are 4 words I want you to write down for me. If you have a journal, I want you to make it so big. These 4 words are the words that are going to be your mantra. They're going to be your guide. They're going to be what I want you to keep in front of you all throughout this time that we're going to be running this class together. The first one is consistency. What does consistency mean? It means that you develop routines and it helps you to build momentum. Once you have the routine built, then it gives you momentum. The beginning might be a little bit rough, but once you have that routine, it helps you to continue, gaining strength and speed and, being consistent. So When you talk about consistency, it means that you're not contradicting yourself. Because let me tell you, a good example is you've already gone and you've told your family members that, oh, yeah, I'm going to be exercising 3 times a week. You've told people that you're going to be exercising 3 times a week. But if you're not consistent, you're contradicting yourself, because they're like, oh, we thought you were exercising 3 times a week. Now you don't even exercise at all. So really, consistency just means making sure you're doing it day in, day out. It doesn't mean daily. It might mean maybe 3 times a week for you, but it just means that you are showing up when you say you're going to show up. And the more you are consistent, the more you form the habit, right? You form a habit, and then it becomes a second nature to you. The other word I want you to put in place is structure. Structure is beautiful. Structure helps. A good example of structure is, how you plan your lifestyle change. You want to be doing a certain thing once a week, make sure that you have that down. Do you want a structure where, take for example, if we're going to do meal planning, right? Do you want to pick a day of the week to prep all your stuff? If you use one day, let me rephrase it. So you want to be eating healthy. If you say you want to be eating healthy, right, and you don't plan for it, it's not going to happen. I always give the example of you open your fridge and then you take whatever is in there. But if you have a structure in place, say for example, every Sunday you make your meals and you put them in a bowl or container, you put them in the fridge. That is creating structure for yourself. That means that maybe Wednesday, you by Wednesday you will not be thinking, what should I eat? No, you already have food prepped for yourself. Because in the middle of the week, if you don't have food prepped for yourself, that's when you now be tempted to go and eat what you're not supposed to eat. So structure is very important. All this still going to talk about more, but I'm just giving you the words I want you to hold on to. You're going to need structure if you're going to be successful with this life style change. The other thing is tracking. In nursing, we say if it is not documented, it is not done. So that means that if, say, I see a patient and I give them some medication, but I did not document it for the next person to know that this is what I did, then it didn't happen, no matter what. So I want to bring the same thing here. If it's not documented, if you did an exercise and you don't track it, you don't document it, just assume that you didn't do it. And why would I say that? If you are able to track your exercise, for example, it gives you um, more chances of being successful at exercising. One, it encourages you. Two, it helps to measure where are you at. Sometimes, if I don't know if this has ever happened to you before, you get on, like for me, a ride, right? I get on the bike and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sweating, I'm going," and then I look at it like, ooh, it's just 2 minutes. Why does it feel like I've been doing this for an hour? Especially when I've been off for some time or when I just started doing it. So you got to track. If you say, oh, yeah, I know in my mind, it doesn't work that way. So make sure that you either have a journal if you're walking, write down the time you went out to walk, how many minutes did you walk, stuff like that. An easy way to do it is the different apps now. I know that, some of us are in different parts of the world, so it depends on what you have available to you. There are different apps on your phone. The Apple Watch is good because it can help you to track your exercise as well. But if all that fails, good old pencil and paper would do the work for you. Just make sure that you're writing it down. And the last word is accountability. Accountability is huge. Being true to yourself. If you tell me that you exercise when you did not exercise, hey, I'll take your word for it, but it's your own word against mine, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, let me see your video when you were walking or when you were. No, it doesn't work that way. First, you have to be accountable to yourself. You have to be true to yourself. Even when we give out some homework or take home exercise to do and you're not able to do it, it's okay. It's okay for you to say, hey, Yemi, I wasn't able to do that. Be truthful to yourself. If you're going to be successful in this journey, you got to be truthful to yourself. And of course, other people that can help you with accountability is your buddy, your friend that you're taking along with you, your family member, and your coach. All right. So I think we are almost done. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's that with that. If you guys have any question as to what I have covered or said so far, don't hesitate to I'm going to upload this on YouTube. So don't hesitate to put a comment down in the comment section. Don't hesitate to send me an email, text me, WhatsApp me. I'll be ready to answer your questions. Now, the first homework that we're going to do is I want you to write down all the food that you eat in a day. From when you wake up in the morning, what do you eat? What are you eating? I want you to write that down. When was the first meal of your day? The time that you had your first meal of the day, write that down for me. And the last time you had the last meal of the day, write that down for me as well. Write down the amount of water that you consume in a day. It doesn't matter if it's a bottle, if it's a cup. If you can put it in form of a cup and say I had 3 cups, it would be very helpful. And a standard cup is the regular glass, 8-ounce glass for measurement. So write down the amount of water that you consume in a day for me. If you're taking any medication or you have any supplements that you take, make sure that you write all that down for me. If you are currently exercising, how many minutes do you exercise in a week? Write it down for me. If you don't exercise, it's okay. I don't want you to go and say, okay, let me go for a walk so I can write down 2 hours. No, it doesn't work that way. I want to know where we are. This is our starting point data, right? I want to know where you are at this point so that we'll be able to measure at the end of 3 months or as we progress to see how we are doing. In the very last slide here, let's see, for next week, what we're going to be doing is a one-on-one meeting. Now, the way this class is going to hold is every other week we'll be having the one-on-one meeting. This is the first week. The first week you watch the YouTube video or some of the links that I'm going to be sending to you. You watch that and you follow the instructions in that video. And the week after, we'll set a time that I will meet with each person one-on-one. And I'll be telling you what we'll be doing. The one-on-one is going to be well detailed. So I want you to at least give me an hour to go for that session, at least an hour. Before that, before next week, before that 1 hour, I'm going to be sending a paper to you, and I want you to fill it out as truthfully as possible. Okay, I'll send the form to you. Help me to fill it out because it would help us to know your area of needs. Do not hesitate to send me a WhatsApp message at any point in time. If you have any questions, please go ahead and share with me. If it's a private question, send me a WhatsApp message or email me. My email will be in the description box. And it's been fun talking to you guys. I am super excited about this. I am pumped. And I know that you guys can do it. Let's see the changes that we're going to make in our lives. And I pray that, that the strength of God will help us Remember, we are not of our own, right? We are the Lord's. That the Lord will help us and would encourage our hearts, even as we decide to change our lives for good. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. It's been, let me just stop this here. So it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I am very, 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 very happy, very optimistic, and I'm looking forward to just spending this next 3 months, 12 weeks with you guys on this journey. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we're going to see a lot of changes. Again, my name is Yemi. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next week. Bye.